Welcome to the clinicalclassroom.com or the clinical teacher if you're going through Teachers Pay Teachers. We're going to quickly go through the mathematics linear map with the RET elaborations and RIB abstractions specifically for more advanced mathematics. This tool is different than the other tools in that it was specifically built for schools that are working on a slightly more advanced curriculum. So if you discover that the population in your school is running 6 months to a year ahead in most of the areas, this would match schools that I've worked with in the past, and I've mapped the curriculum in order to suit schools with that need. What that means is this. So if I were to choose grade 3 curriculum, and let's just have a look in multiplication division. So let's go number, multiplication and division. What we'd see is I'm looking at grade 3, but the first outcome that's coming up is a grade 4 outcome for multiplication division. In our case, it is about a year ahead. In other areas, when you start looking at patterns in algebra, or especially when you start looking at areas like geometry, what you might discover is that it also includes some at grade levels below. There are some transitionary grades, and that it also includes some from significantly above. What you'll see is much like our abstractions tool that includes the different levels of abstraction. These specifically note the levels of abstraction, the elaborations from RET split up into their levels of abstraction. What that means is, let me go ahead and clear this one so we can have a better look. There are 3 levels of abstraction: constructing meaning about mathematics, that's specifically talking about developing conceptual understanding. That's your first stage. The next stage is transferring meaning to symbols, which is really procedural skills and fluency. And then applying that with an understanding of the conceptual, or in Common Core they talk about that as application. We can think of those as 3 different depths of knowledge. We have the Common Core elaboration here, but then we also have the RET elaborations here. You can see as they get more advanced, they tend to skew towards the right. The earlier they are, the more that you tend to see them shifting towards the left or center. So here, when I shifted over to grade 1 in shape, you can see that they have a lot of conceptual instruction with some transferring information, and that the further that you get away from that, the more you start to shift right. That, of course, changes depending on the domain you're in and the grade levels you're in. But what it does allow you to do is it allows you as a teacher to start thinking about levels of abstraction, not just moving forward in curriculum. So you can actually think about these elaborations as steps for better differentiation. As usual with any of our tools or our videos, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to email us at theclinicalteacher@gmail.com, or you can find the contact button on theclinicalclassroom.com, or through our Teachers Pay Teachers website, The Clinical Teacher. If you have any suggestions or anything that you'd like to see appear, feel free to send it through to us. We're happy to get suggestions. It may take a little while to see something pop out of the pipeline that you suggest, but we love doing our best to make sure that teachers get the best tools they have, to make sure that you guys have time to spend doing what you really like to do, which is work with kids and help them learn and grow, instead of doing the administrative work of trying to figure out what you need to teach. If you have any questions, again, feel free to message us, and we look forward to you enjoying the tool and your feedback. Cheers.